As far as the whole question of where we are in the tripartite process, is it far enough? Look, this is complex legislation. I would have been very uncomfortable if the government had simply rushed through everything that the committee recommended. I think you need time for deliberation, for debate, to consult with Sierra Leoneans. It needs to go through the parliamentary process. Your representatives need to have a voice. The people need to have a voice in this whole process. So I think the fact that we are doing it in a deliberative fashion, that the government is out there consulting, that there are working groups that have been set up to look at these things, that it will go through a parliamentary process. Yes, it will be slower, but it needs to go there. Now, we do have a July 29th deadline with the retirement of the chief election commissioner. That is a real deadline. That is one that we, the opposition, the government, the steering committee, are fully aware of and are working very hard to make sure that the legislation gets introduced into Parliament in sufficient time to allow for that deliberative parliamentary process, but also to have it adopted and in place prior to the retirement of the chief election commissioner.
The biggest concern now with NEC. We don't see say NEC they accumulate authority where we not feel say then get, and then they do something then we not correct. Like Tom Kolimba. You know that one, the whole man know what's happening. Them they count, then stop counting by 2:30 in the morning. Then come on a door, people then don't show all 2018 ballots, then go, then say okay with the cow, they go clarify. But when they come back, then just announce result, then go. Then we see now this one again, we just suddenly then decide out of just one polling station where an incident be, you decide for cancel everything. No. Normally what you do, since now one isolated case, you investigate and thoroughly. If you want, you can rerun. If you want, you can recount. Or you cancel that. But you know they affect the 90% of the results. So we surprised by that, and of course we're in discussions now with lawyers. Say we go take legal recourse. We want an interpretation. Does the Electoral Commissioner have that authority? Let we know for posterity, say get the authority. Number two, in this case, in this particular instant, did he take the right decision? And if not, it not don't violate people their human rights. Because na basic fundamental right, na the Constitution say you get right for vote, and then for country vote. Why we want to do that? And it very likely say we will do a joint action. In fact, we don't make appointment for see the international community, then don't give it with several political parties they go there. All this now for secure the basic rights and good governance of the citizens.
So taking off the cap of the political parties them, una as members of parliament them na una day for make laws them where they govern the country. From where this thing happen na constituency 110 by election, una as members of parliament in general don't get any concern like una then at the same page on this matter?
Well, we were affected. We were then done unjustly treated. We NGC, we APC, we na the opposition. We unjustly, we own results are also cancelled. We don't discuss. We say this is wrong. But again, remember, we no one make a partisan. This is not about APC or NGC or UP. Me and Femi don't talk several times. Me and Femi together, we don't go to lawyer. Yeah, for say advise we buy, because it's a human rights issue as well. So we don't discuss them as some parliamentarians. We concern. We don't also discuss as political leaders. Because as I say, Sunday are not the isolated event. Now the fact that we see, say, wait a minute, not to people their rights they don't begin to interfere with, and why we also concerned. Next week we get another election, Falaba constituency 040. We get another 1 week after that we get a 043. About 4 other elections then they can before the year done. From Tonko Limba to now, not to escalation with the CISO. If then trend they continue, means say you deny the political parties their right for participate in contests. You deny citizens their right for vote and the vote counted for may they make their own political choice. Then you don't begin disrupt the democracy where we build after 11-year war. Nobody not get that right today. And we go get, if, so you see, we exhaust everything. We dey go to we moral guarantors. We dey go na court. Depending on how we court rule or the incident and the case, we'll go ECOWAS court. All for posterity. For say, look, there are things you cannot do if democracy go work.